Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, imagine that. We're taking a look at another Kershaw today. Wow, I guess I've been on a Kershaw kick lately. I've checked out several of their new, for 2020 releases and stuff. This is the Kershaw Mixtape. This is not a 2020 release. This one has been around for a little while. But there you go. Right there. Mixtape 2050 is the model number. But I actually had a viewer request for the mixtape. I know, I'm sorry. It's been a while. Apologies. But then recently, my buddy JT over at JT's Knife Life, he had a video. He got one used, and he had a little bit of issue with his, and he was kind of wondering if it was a model issue or if it was just his, the specific one that he had gotten. So I was like, you know what? I've had this request to do a mixtape. I told him, you know what? I'm going to grab one, check it out, and we'll see. So let's zoom out and let's take a look. And I will definitely point out the issue that he was having when we get to that. But there you go. There is the mixtape. Like there on the handle, you kind of got that cassette tape type window. Y'all remember cassette tapes? Us old guys do. I remember 8 tracks, but the pencil to rewind, Yeah, I know some of the younger crowd, but that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of it. And mixtapes, baby. Yeah, buddy. Recording your own music, making your own cassette tapes. Oh, yeah. Got a black GFN handle on it. Sorry, got lost in the 80s there for a minute. As I said, black GFN handle. Do have a little bit of a liner in there that does have some weight reduction. Obviously, the windows are going to have weight reduction going on there. It is a liner lock. What are we locking up at? We're locking up. Ooh, that's a little dirty. Little pocket lint. Need to clean that up. Oh, we're locking up at what? Maybe 25. I don't know. It's probably more than that. 30, 35% maybe. Nested liners, as you can see there. I tell you what, this little guy, since we're getting up to that pivot, it's running on phosphor bronze washers, and it drops pretty good on those washers. And we've got a good solid lockup, so it's not like loose. The pivot's not loose or anything like that that's letting it drop, but it drops pretty darn good. So not bad. Not a bad action for those phosphor bronze washers. Now, as you can see, thumb disc deployment. Do have a little bit of jimping there on the blade to help out. Definitely helps out with that grip. Got that nice stone washed finish on that Wharncliffe blade. Kershaw logo, of course. Not much of a choil to speak of, really. I mean, no real smile or anything, maybe just a little bit. So your thumb disc is definitely in your cutting path. I personally am not a huge fan of thumb discs. It's just me, but it's a viable deployment method, as you can see. Back to that Wharncliffe blade, you got a nice swedge across the top. I just really like that blade shape. Just a nice looking blade. There you go. You got your model number. There you can see 8CR13MOV for the blade steel. Shout out to 8CR13MOV, and shout out to Ray, my good buddy. Everyday Carry, EDC. Everyday City Carry, EDCC. Made in China. Now, since we're talking about this right here, this is the issue that JT had with his. When he would grab, your natural grip, he could pop his blade down just by gripping the knife. It would disengage the lock. And you could, if you push down on the blade, it would pop free. Well, I'll tell you right now, JT, I got a wicked grip on this knife. And I'll show you the mark in my finger when I'm done. But this blade is not slipping. See, I was putting a lot of pressure. Now, I'll even go so far as to push down. I mean, you can see the separation there. And I know, guys, I'm scaring you. But trust me, I've got a hold of it. It's not breaking free. So, I tell you what, JT, that must be, you said you got yours used. So, you know, it must have been something in the use of the knife or something like that. Or it was an issue. The issue is brought up and it's been changed. I don't know. But I do not have that issue with this knife. Now, could it be this knife? It very well could be. This is the only one I've looked at. So, I do not have that same issue with this knife. Now, I know he's gone through and done some mods on his to try to prevent that. I think he's even gone so far as to grind down, you know, with a Dremel, the lock bar there. I believe that's what he said he did. So, I mean, you got good access, really good access to your lock bar, to your liner lock. Ooh, missed that one. But do not have that issue, my friend. So that was one of the reasons why I got the knife, and I've solved that inquiry. So there we go. A couple of quick size comparisons, and then we'll take some, definitely a smaller knife than the PM2. Pretty darn obvious. The Bug Out is probably a better size comparison. Similar, Bug Out's got it by just a little bit, but definitely in that Bug Out size range. If we're looking at it, we're looking at about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and an 1/8 inch overall. That's what I get. Pretty much right at a 4-inch handle, maybe just a little over. So you're going to get right about a 3-inch blade. And the way I measure, you pretty much got, well, just over a 3-inch blade and pretty much a full cutting edge when measuring from the tip of the handle. So not bad at all. Get a weight on it. Starting out in grams. 76 grams or 2.7 ounces. So it's a really nice light carry. If we go back to our Bug Out is 1.9, so it's roughly about an ounce heavier than the Bug Out, but it's still a really, really pretty light knife for, and not necessarily for its size. I'd say it's a really good weight for its size. That's how I would put it. Now, overall, carry. Gotta tell you how it carries. It is right hand tip up carry only. Let's see, I don't know if we can see that, but see how your pocket clip actually mounts there on the inside, and if you would turn it around to the other side, obviously it would not match up correctly. So it is right hand tip up only. Back to the carry. Definitely not a real deep carry knife. I mean, that's 3/4 of an inch at least sticking out there. So yeah, we'll give it 3/4 of an inch. But the pocket clip's pretty darn good. I mean, it's easy in and out of pocket. Maybe could have a little bit more retention to it. But for a $20-ish knife, it's not too bad. Overall, love the blade shape. The blade shape works very well. It's a very good rope cutter at work. I mean, that's pretty much how I judge my knives. Works perfect for that. Feels really good in hand. I have no issues with the pocket clip. Get a great grip. Obviously, as I mentioned before, I do not have the same issue that JT had with his basically lock slipping and allowing the blade to close. That is not an issue for me. The one issue I do have with this knife is it really doesn't have much of a detent. I mean, let's see here. But, I mean, it comes open without a whole lot of effort. Really. Yeah. That could definitely be a little bit stronger, without a doubt. But as I said, 2021, right around $21, depending on where you get it. I will, of course, include a link down in the comments, or down in the description, excuse me. But overall, you know, it's not a bad knife for 20-ish bucks. I like it. No real detent. I mean, like I said, it does have a pretty weak detent on it. But, I mean, it still flips out pretty well. And did I have it come open in my pocket? No, not at all. That was not an issue. Did not have an issue with it coming open in my pocket. Like, I wouldn't call it a dangerous detent. But it is kind of weak, so just thought I better point that out. Overall, not a bad knife. Blue liked it. He gave it a 7.5. That's a pretty good rating for a budget knife. The detent was his main issue with it. 8CR13, I mean, it does what I need it to do. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't crazy about it, but at the end of the day, strap it up. It straps up pretty good, and you're back at it for tomorrow. So, there you go, guys. Appreciate you taking a look at the Kershaw Mixtape with me. JT, if you're watching, I don't know, man. It must be an issue, you know, with you buying that one used or whatever. I can't say that for sure, but I do not have the same issue with this one that you had with yours. So, thanks again, guys, for stopping by, checking out the mixtape. As always, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. You know I love talking to y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.